Hey guys, I'm so excited. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute Christmas trees. Hey guys, I'm so excited. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute Christmas trees. This is one of them. It's a set of 5 and they are super easy to make, very good for beginners. So here is the larger one, here is the second larger ones. I actually made these guys from an old cutting board that I had for sale for about a year and just wasn't selling. So I decided to cut it up into tiny pieces. Now from one cutting board, I was able to cut enough pieces to make 2 sets, the one set that you just saw, and then these are to be done later on today. And this cutting board I had for sale for the last year for like $59 and nobody would buy it. So I decided to cut it into pieces and I was able to make 2 sets out of it. And I've done this last week with another cutting board and I was able to sell both of those sets in about a week for $79 a set. So super profitable project, easy to make for beginners. And with the Christmas season coming, it's just perfect for that. I think people are looking for that kind of decor. So without any further ado, let's get right into it and I'll show you how I made this. So what I'm starting with is this cutting board that I had for sale for about a year and nobody bought it. And now I decided to make these Christmas trees out of it. And I'll put a picture so you can see this cutting board did not used to have these strips. You see these new strips I added here. So it was very boring. I only had the walnut and the paduk. So I sliced it down the middle and I added the strips. And in order to be able to glue those strips, I had to remove all the finish. I did plane this down and remove a big chunk of it. So now the thickness after all of this, it's about 5/8 of an inch. So boring cutting board, remove the finish by sanding it, glue in a few new strips. So the first thing I need to do is trace my little Christmas trees. So I have 5 templates here. You do not need templates, you can just draw this. I like to use templates because this makes it repeatable and makes me work faster. Also because it's clear, I can see the pattern and I can better visualize the way my trees are going to look. So from this cutting board, it's, let's see, 16 by 10.5. I think I can get 2 sets of these Christmas trees. So let's see if we can do that. What I'm looking for is, you know what? Before I start doing this, I think I'm going to sand my board all the way to 220 because it will be so much easier to sand now when it's in one piece versus the one is in tiny pieces. So I'll be right back after I sand this. I gave it a quick sanding. I only went with 120 and then 180 because I will be doing more sanding after I chamfer the edges and all of that stuff. So let's get into tracing these Christmas trees. What am I looking for? Am I looking for the pattern to go in all kinds of directions instead of trying to do everything just going like for example, if I make this one go straight, the lines, and then if I make this one go straight and this one goes straight, I feel like that's boring and I don't want all straight lines. I want the grain on every tree to look kind of different. So to maximize my material, I think the big one has to be straight up, so the lines goes like this, but then the other ones I will tilt them in different directions. So I will start with, let's see, how do I like this? I think I'm gonna do it right here. So this is my large tree and I'm going to trace it right there, just like that. Okay, so that's my large one. Now I think I can get 2 sets out of this cutting board, so I'm gonna go ahead and trace another large one, and I can utilize this line here from my first one and butt this one against it. That way when I go to my scroll saw, I only have to cut that once. So I'm gonna go to the scroll saw and cut. I'm not gonna cut all of them right now because I just want to film this video. So I will cut 1 set. So we'll have 5 trees. I'll cut them out and then we'll come back and go to the next step. Right, you guys, I have finished cutting the trees. Let's make sure we have them all. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, so we have both sets in here. Now we have to see how we split them. So those are the 2 large ones, 2 second large, and like this. So we need to choose which set goes into which. So the one we're gonna do today, let's see. We will choose this one for the large one. Then maybe we'll take this one for the second large. And then we will do maybe that one or this one. Let's do that one. And then this one and this one. So we'll do this set now, and then I'll do this tomorrow or some later today. So the next thing we need to do is now chamfer the edges, because if we just take this right now and glue them to a base, well, it's just gonna look like a 5th grader did it in art class. We need to pay attention to detail and chamfer the edges. So I'm gonna do that using my Incy Bincy Tiny Hand Plane. And then also I'll be doing this by sanding. But you know what? Let's create a base for them. Because I will have to chamfer the base as well. So before I start chamfering, we might as well cut it. So I'm gonna go find a piece of wood. If you're curious what kind of woods I use, this is walnut, this is padauk, yellow heart, and bloodwood. I use bloodwood here, not padauk, because padauk tends to bleed a lot when you sand it. And if I put it right next to the yellow heart, it will bleed into the yellow heart and turn it orange. So that's why I chose that. For the bases of the tree, I found this piece of, I think it's Claro walnut, so it's different than this walnut here. And I don't know, maybe that's gonna add something special, being different. I could just use regular black walnut, but I think I'm gonna go with this. So I'm looking what size do I need to start with for the large one. I'll take the larger one here. And this one is about 4 1/4 at the base. So I'm thinking maybe 2.5 inches on length. So what I'm gonna do is cut 2.5 inches, a strip like this, and this should give us probably enough material to make all the bases. So let's go cut some. I'm gonna cut some of the bases are gonna be just a rectangle, some is gonna be square. I wanna make them all different, just for, you know, visual interest. All right, well, here is what I ended up for the bases. So you can see some are more rectangular. This is a bigger one. This one I made them more narrow. This one is shorter. This one is kind of square, and this is also kind of square. I made sure that all the bases are more narrow than the tree. So now it's time to chamfer all the edges. So what I will be chamfering is on the trees, I'm gonna chamfer all these long edges. I'm not gonna chamfer the bottom. And then on the base, I am going to chamfer these 4 edges, not the bottom part or the sides. So Incy Bincy black plane. If you don't have a black plane, it's okay. You can still chamfer things just with a sander. Just sand it until you get that line. I like to put it on the edge of my bench. Don't need to do a lot. But as you can see, just a small chamfer, it just adds interest. So this is what we're doing. When you get to the small pieces, to be safe, you can take some sandpaper and just basically rub it on an angle to chamfer it. So you do not have to, you know, cut your fingers with a plane, because this is very small pieces. So I'm going to chamfer all of these guys, and I'll see you right back. I finished putting the chamfers on, and I also sanded. All my pieces are sanded to 220. I did a little bit of a color check. I took some mineral spirits and wipe my tree to see what it would look like. Make sure I'm happy with it before I go to the next step. Not that there's much I can do at this point. It's already caught. So I think that's going to look very pretty. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Now it's time to place the holes, and what I'm going to use to attach the trees to the bases, I'm going to use a 3/8 dowel, a walnut dowel. So now we have to put holes into the bases and into the trees. And to mark for that, what did I do with my, I had a little insy binsy tape measure here. There you go. This is in millimeters because it makes it easier for me. For the base, I don't need to measure anything. I just do mark corner to corner, make a little mark, corner to corner, make a little mark. So at the drill press, I will be drilling 3/8 of an inch with a Forstner bit right there in the middle. And then when it comes to the trees, I'm measuring the base. And this is about 108 millimeters. So that means around 54 millimeter. So somewhere around there, it's the middle. And I'll make a very faint line over there. So that's kind of the middle of my base. And to drill, like I said, this one I will be using a drill press. But for this one, to drill it straight in the center there, I'll be using a doweling jig. So this is my doweling jig. You can see it has a 3/8 mark there, where is this hole. So the way it works, let me see if I can do this so you can see it on the camera. So if we look at my doweling jig, I place my tree in there, and you can see a line here where the 3/8 is. So I matched that one with the line that I made on my tree with the halfway mark. So I locked it in place. Make sure the tree base is really flat against your jig. Otherwise your hole is going to be tilted. And then I'll be using just a drill with the 3/8 drill bit in it. And let's see. When I put the drill bit in it, when it touches the tree, then I know that that's where it starts drilling the hole. So I placed the blue tape over here where I wanted to stop. So I have about this much depth into the tree. So I'm just going to drill this right now. Unlock the jig. And there is our hole. And then that's where the dowel is going to go. So I'm gonna make all the holes here for all these pieces, and then I will see you back for the gluing. One other thing here, when I go to the drill press to cut the hole into the little one, as you can see, it's very small and it will be hard to hold with my hands and maybe dangerous. So what I'll be using one of these clamps, and this is how I'm going to hold it into the drill press. I'm going to make sure that it's flat against the ground and then hold it, and that's going to make it safer. So we have the holes into the trees, we have the holes into the bases. There's my dowel. If I just try to put it in right now, even though it's a 3/8 dowel, it's very tight and it almost doesn't fit. So what I'll be doing is I'll be chucking this dowel into my drill, and then I'll take some sandpaper and I'm going to hold it while I spin it, and this is going to sand it evenly all around until it fits perfectly. So let's see now. Much better fit. So the way I determine the height of the tree trunk now is I kind of hold it. Yeah, that looks about good. Just consider that this has to go into the base a little bit too. So if I place it like this, I'll just make a little mark. And now I'll go cut it there on the scroll saw. And here is my dowel. Super, super simple. I'm gonna cut all of them first, and then we will get into the gluing. So here are my 5 little trees. It's time to glue them in place. Right now they're not glued, just dry fitted. I have a scrap piece of wood that, cut off from the same thing. And I'm gonna use 5-minute epoxy. I like to use this. It's super strong, and if we get any kind of glue squeeze out, it's gonna interact so much better with the finish than wood glue would. It's been about 5 minutes, and if I try to remove this, you can see the stick breaks. So that means the epoxy is cured. Time to go put a finish on our trees. All right, you guys, we are in my finishing room, and here is our trees. I do have another set in there because I made another set this morning. So for the finish, what I'll be using is this Old Master Gel Poly. I really like this, really easy to use, and it gives it a really, really beautiful finish. So it only takes 1 coat for this project. It looks something like this, very gel-like. Gotta give it a good stir. Mine doesn't take too much stirring because I use it every day. And to apply it, I'll be using a t-shirt material, and also I have a brush. So you will see how beautiful it's going to make our wood. So the way it works, you just take some, this is way too much, you should put some on there, and pretty much just rub it on. We'll let it sit for a few minutes, and then we'll just wipe it off.